Hey everybody, Randy here with Academia Christi, back with another episode of the Viri Christi Garden Blog. This is episode 15 and it is June the 20th. That's right, another Tuesday episode, but this is exactly 7 days this time. I think I have a lot of different and new things to show this week. It's, I guess, my 6 month point of like true gardening, because at first I was just really starting off. But yeah, I think this episode is going to be pretty good, and I'm going to get really in depth with the pepper brand experiment, since we're going on 3 months since I began that, and all 3 of the different weeks. So we're definitely going to take a close look at that. And as always, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm still waiting to get some flow of subscribers coming in so that I can post my eating of my cayenne pepper. And as you know, if you watched any of these videos of the garden blog yet, you'll know that I have tons of other hotter peppers coming up, so those will also be in future videos, especially if I start getting more subs. So please be sure to do that. Just a couple things to show in the kitchen now. I do have these few red basil rooting in water. Actually took one out already that we'll see a little later. 3 left in there, and they are actually probably also ready to come out. If you can see, those nice root systems already formed. So hopefully soon. And as you can see in the hydroponics, everything coming up really, really nicely. Have our bib lettuce in the back corner, have the Paris Island Cos in the left, bottom left, and the prize head in the bottom right. Here's a quick look if you want to pause at the what's there. But yeah, we have our large Italian basil, 2 nice ones coming up. Might have to take one out, I guess. We got rid of the beefsteak that was in here. We'll see that a little later. Spinach still not doing anything. The cilantro coming up really, really nicely. The early girl still left, but that will actually hopefully be out soon. And as you can see, one of our ghost peppers has sprouted. The very first ghost pepper of all the ghost peppers. And this one has started just barely as well today. This is on day 2. This is his first day that I've seen. So yeah, very good, very good. That's what, 6, 7 was when they were planted. So not even 2 weeks, pretty good. Well, we got ourselves our big apple tree here. See how many apples we have on these lower branches. Decent size there. Not horrible, at least. Oh yeah, still a decent bit. Oh, look at that one. A little bit of reddish tint going on there. To me, that is a sign of ripening, I would imagine. Can't imagine what else it would be. I mean, they're tiny. They should certainly be bigger than that. But yeah, I mean, they're doing something. Wow, I really loving the look of this this grape here. It's fantastic. Man. What we got up here? I don't know. What is that? Another one over here. New leaf nodes, perhaps? Don't look like flowers. I mean, dense, really dense growth down here at the bottom. Not going upward very much. Man, these marigolds are having a rough time over in this one, at least this side. We need to come out here sometime and try to fix that. This one's kind of getting overtaken. I mean, I guess that's what happens whenever you plant them literally right next to the grapes. I get multiple colors. I'm pretty sure I planted all orange whenever I ended up planting them. Either that or they were yellow. And now look at where we're at. I don't even remember what they were. This one's still all orange, or changed from yellow to orange. I'm not sure. The marigolds, that is. Get another really nice looking grape there. This one's looking like it might grow better. I don't know. Maybe not. I like how it's sort of growing straight upward like that. Definitely gives us probably more things that we can do with it. Try to train it wherever we want it. Again, marigolds hopefully doing their job, fighting off aphids and, well, attracting aphids, I guess, fighting off nematodes. I don't know if you want to be attracting aphids this close, but maybe it'll attract them away from the grapes, just like the other ones in the garden were hopefully doing to the peppers, or the peppers. Yeah, not bad though. Really hoping to see some little flower buds or whatever form for these grapes. Like to see a few maybe this year. We might not get any this year. It might take another year or so, I guess. All right, the Honey Crisp. It's looking fine. Definitely took. Maybe. Actually, you know what? This is not. This shouldn't be like that. It is not wet at all under there. One marigold doing, actually that one's not doing bad, even though it doesn't have any open flowers right now. These multiple flower buds should come up and look decent. This one too has a lot of tiny flower buds, probably just opened up. It should be fine. Again, we didn't get any apples, unfortunately, on this one. Don't know what exactly happened in that regard. You know, why it wouldn't, why none of the flowers took, but hopefully that's just a one-time deal. And lastly, again, maybe we need to come out here and water these things, because these marigolds all look not amazing, although they are relatively hardy, I think. I mean, they do a decent job staying alive from my small experience, the little experience I have. Again, I'm going to just try to round up some of that dirt around the trunk, but not, we don't want to pack it upward. That's actually a little piece of the tree there. Here we have, yeah, the Macintosh, and look at those little apples. Look at all those little apples. Oh man, they're tiny. I highly doubt they're edible, at least at this point. I wonder if they're going to be edible when they get bigger, or if they will get any bigger. I hope so. Pretty cool to see them on there. Just one first year of the apples. This might be their second year of life, though, of course. Not positive how old they are when they go out for sale. I would imagine it's at least 1 year old, though, with something like that big. Has to have been around for a year at least. Very nice, very nice. So as you can see, the garden is extending more and more as we speak, as the days go by. Got this big piece here and here coming around these two sides. It's definitely gonna be a ton more space for just sort of our family garden. I do want to get a little closer here and just check out, at least from one side, the rhubarb and mustard. Again, our inner ring of mustard here, beginning to bolt all over the place. Probably I can see some over on the other side. This side already went. Anyway, yeah, the rhubarb probably needs picked back again. I did a lot of this front. I need to do a lot of the bigger stuff in the back. I did a few pieces in the back, but it's still massive. Nearing the end of the year, so yeah, but it still looks really good actually. Look at all those nice stalks, and there's kind of more of them, and they're more, you know, thinner and longer, how they should be, than those massive stocky ones we had earlier. And then finally our amazing looking green wave mustard. I mean, look, it is now higher than the spinach. Yeah, look at this massive stalk right there. It's just huge. Yeah, but the mustard greens, they actually taste pretty great, and they're easy to use. I guess you can use them almost like spinach, so, or chard. Oh, look at this. There's also one on the other side, but we have our first green wave flower buds there. Nice, very nice. You can see maybe that it probably bolted earlier than some of these other ones, because although it lived, it's a little skinnier, a little longer, has smaller leaves because it was probably just straggling along up here, but it made it. It's amazing how these guys all grew. We could probably even cut those flowers back, but the reason we did it was to get the seeds anyway, so whatever. We'll probably harvest this. That was the plan. I think there was some kind of pasta salad, and we were gonna substitute this for the spinach we were making soon. So on the first end of the basil here, yeah, not going great yet. Here you probably can't see as I just skim it quickly. We'll definitely be seeing it better and better as the weeks progress. But I have seen some little tiny spearmint seedlings all over on this path here on our row. And you hear a chipmunk squeak. That is why we planted the spearmint. Here the other basil patch that was actually planted later, and it actually, I know for a fact some of these are basil. I see one there, I see one there, I see one there, I see two here, one there maybe. Wow, there's a bunch of basil coming up here, so that's going to be great. Hopefully it works out the same in the other spot. If not, maybe I'll even take a couple from here and just put them over there. And we'll just take a quick gander at these peppers here. The left is the jalapenos, the right are the cayenne. The jalapenos, all there, even that one at the top. The leaves were not eaten, even though they look like it. You see one of the nice jalapenos. All the cayenne, though, basically just died off. They didn't look amazing going in, so you only had, semi-hope for them. All the jalapenos, though, I think they actually took, except maybe that one on the end. But 4 out of 5, I'll take it. And yeah, we do have one cayenne here on the end that does seem like it took too. There is the marigold that keeps them semi-safe, hopefully. Yeah, nothing too, fancy. Nothing too crazy to look at. I wonder, though, if I space these onions a little too far apart, if I could put them a little closer. Also considered, if you saw in previous videos, I have some garlic bulbs. I don't know if they'll come up or not, but I could maybe put them on the far side. And of course the little batches of carrots. We have, what is that, 5 of them. Looking pretty good. Some of them are real small though, of course, just like the radishes. There's one more marigold on this end. And now you can see much more clearly all 3 of these rows of lettuce, and that I certainly need to start thinning them out. But yeah, it looks amazing. The Paris Island cost, some of it is going nuts, to the point where I did thin it out a little bit and even ate it, and it actually tastes fantastic in my opinion. Should really thin out this spot. There's a couple other spots, but really that one is one of the biggest. But it's great. I'm really happy about this. We're certainly going to have some lettuce, I think. And a bit of a better shot at what's happening in the back here. All those bags, my little noisemaker. There's a tarp under that first pile of dirt. There's another pile of dirt. There's that black fabric that I pulled out from the garden. And in the back there's some dying grass. Now as I walk my way over here, you may notice some things. Well, those are the corners of future patches. That is a table and chair. That is our golf net. And behind it a bunch of tools and another patch you will see. The one on the left was for cucumbers. This one is for the tomatoes, and they're almost ready to go. And not as ready to go here. The pepper patch. It almost runs into this little thing here, but it's okay. It makes it, it's 8 feet by 41, 42, whatever I decide to make it to, I guess. Yeah. All I did was take that edge tool right there, stuck in the ground, chunked out little pieces, flipped them over, stuck them back in, and then went around with the same thing again. I also used the flathead shovel for a little bit, but the edger worked much better for this again, and just chunked it all the way so it kind of blended all the pieces together. So there's maybe 3 inches of soil there until there's some grass. So I don't exactly know how this is going to work out. I did look it up on YouTube, and it seemed like it's going to be okay. I'm actually going to probably use some of the topsoil to plant the peppers in here, because what's going to go in this spot that's prepared right now are all the pepper brand experiment peppers. They're all going to be able to fit here. There's going to be a row closest to me that'll be all the jalapenos, starting from the 3rd to the 9th to the 16th, and then I'll have all the cayenne going through the middle and all the habaneros in the back. I want to maybe let the soil settle a little bit now. I'm going to rake it over with a big metal rake, get out all the bigger roots. Inside the fence here, have where we moved our parsley to the side here. It's looking decent. Can't complain too much. I actually trimmed it all back, and we used some of it recently, so that was cool. I had some parsley potatoes. You see this sage not doing great. This sage still definitely hanging in there. And this one actually seems like it recovered quite well, because I haven't actually watered them in like a week or so. They have plenty of water. They still have plenty of water. And so, yeah, I think I figured it out. I just don't water them, basically. Same as peppers. I need to remember that with the dry stuff. Don't water them. Here we have our 2 lavenders, which again look like they've sprung back up quite nicely. They had a little bit of this browning too. The marjoram, this one not looking great, but this one's still doing quite wonderfully. I would even cut it back, but look, it looks like there's new buds on all those new leaf nodes, that is, on all of those old leaf parts. So I'm gonna just let it go. Just gonna let it vine out like that a bit. But yeah, those are my cupped herbs that are left. The nursery plants are slowly dwindling. We're slowly getting them into the ground, so they're not suffering. They're not really suffering, but not stuck in these pots, these little ones. The marigolds, we still have tons of these, and now again, since I'm opening up those patches, I'm going to be using all these up. They certainly look like they want to come out, and I will appease them. This moss phlox still hanging out here. Hopefully we can start also working on that front area that we bought these for, and get this moss phlox in the ground, because I'd really like to see this start running all over where we plan to have a path, a sidewalk running in the front of the house there. Same with this wormwood. I think that actually looked pretty cool. That's not all, of course. We still do have our lavender that's just hanging out over here that I also really want to get into the ground. A bunch of lemongrass and these came a little later. I think these geraniums, maybe not, I can't remember now. And this coneflower, which is pretty awesome. Those wouldn't be the worst thing to put maybe somewhere near the garden area too, if I can. These couple of things are just one. This is a lady bell pepper that I took from my grandma's, because she threw it out of the garden because it wasn't doing anything. I thought maybe I could resurrect it. I think I failed. And this is a strawberry that I cordoned off because it was looking like this. And I think it's okay. I think it's all right. There's a decent bit of new growth in there that's all green. New buds coming up too. Still waiting on the peanuts to do anything at all. These ones look really nice. The doubled up ones, especially this one. Not that these don't look good. They actually look quite nice too. This one, even the sideways one, not bad. But you can maybe see some something is chomping on this in here. I don't know. It seems like it must be happening at night. There's other things that I'll probably point out as we go that are having the same issue. Our herb planter here is actually working out a bit. I still need to replant basil here, but I mean, our parsley, more parsley, we have so much of it. This is still alive. It's okay, I guess. There's 2 leaves, so it's going to survive, I suppose, for now. But we have all this new dill coming up, and we have all these cilantro seedlings. 6 of them at least going to come up there. So definitely going to have some more dill and cilantro. Looking forward to that. And this planter will hopefully fill out quite nicely with that on each corner. Still probably could put something in the middle if I wanted to, because really those aren't going to go nuts, I don't think. It's not like they spread. So this I also think is exciting, less for the too crazy arugula that are growing here, but more so for all the lettuce that's begun, and I think maybe even the other things I planted here, we'll just have to wait till they come up. I did write it somewhere. Although something here looks like it may have been chomped off at the stem by a cutworm, maybe by a cutworm. Of course, again, the arugula doing its thing. I keep coming out every day and seeing if there's any bundles of flowers, little flower clusters, and every day or so or maybe every 2 days or so, I do find some. It's just doing its thing, and look, I mean, all of it is. So someone really wanted, they could certainly take this and have a nice salad mix out of it. They had some other, greens, of course. The robin fight almost flew right into me. More parsley, all by its lonesome over here now. That could have been plucked off there. Don't know what's going on with that. Both of these struggling as well, strangely enough. I think they do nicely in that pot, but whatever. These were the ones, there were like 4 or 5 in here, and they were in that square one for a while. This one was in the square one for a while, but it was only 2. And well, now it's only 1, but it's actually looks like it's coming back to life. So maybe our best looking parsley right now, probably, just because it's the biggest. Probably has the thickest root system to work with. And here our other herb planter that was transplanted, all these hydroponic herbs. Parsley, again, it's hanging in there. It's got a 3rd little one coming up now. Hopefully it gets bigger than these 2 did. Although I guess maybe this one has grown a bit since last time we saw it. The dill here, looking strange in my opinion, but it's still growing. Our basils, these were not cut back. That's why I have this now, because I'm going to do it right now. So what we want is 8 leaves. I want 8 leaves, 4 sets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to cut these guys right here, and they're just big enough to do that, I think, successfully without harming the new leaf nodes. I almost cut myself, but it's all right. Better me than the new leaf nodes. So 1, because the reason we want to do it as soon as possible is because I've let it go so long without doing this because I didn't know. And so we need to do it now before it gets too long, and not unworkable, but very strange. So 2, 4, 6, 8. It looks like it's cutting it closer, but not really. Careful. There's a giant aphid crawling on me. Seriously. Get this safety out of the way. I cut like right above where the leaf nodes are because they're very small. Oh, I think I made it. I think I managed. Oh, that was close, I think, though. Very close. But all right, there we have it. I could have waited a couple of days, but I really wanted to do it on the video, and there we go. All the pressure, anticipation, suspense that you could want in a drama. And there's some nice basil to go along with it. New tomato out on the very end in a pot that looks different than the rest, which makes me go crazy. Let's see, I'm going to try to see if I can remember what all of these are. All right, here we got the black crim. They're all looking just fantastic. Here, the bodacious beefsteak. Nice curvy leaf going on there, very curvy leaves. Here our brandywine red. Oh man, love it. Love how that looks. Because it's distinct. Here are Roma. Oh man, very dense growth up there at the top. Real nice. Some of these might even need another piece of shirt soon. A large red cherry. It is certainly large. In fact, I think it is the largest of the plants right now. Very close between, I would say, yeah, that and this fella right here, which is our Cherokee Purple. And hello there, Cherokee Purple. Hello there, Cherokee Tomato. I'm assuming that's not an open flower yet. Yeah, awesome though. I guess we should probably pluck that, but I'm really tempted not to. And then here we have our Amish paste. Was transplanted a day after all those other ones. It doesn't, not that you could tell very much. Maybe a tad smaller, but that was really just because it was already smaller. That's why I waited on it, because I was in a rush to get out what I could. This is our bodacious beefsteak. Sorry, this is our super sauce hybrid, which is looking all right. Maybe not as good as the other ones, but it's here. And next to it, the newest one out, the bodacious beefsteak hybrid. Actually, it started doing really nicely whenever it was in the hydroponics there. Whenever there was less stuff, I guess. But not a whole lot. I haven't been keeping up on the nutrients in there either. I do need to go redo that too for what's in there right now. But definitely say it took, and it's in its new home. Looking amazing. My hand now smells like tomato leaves. And here we have some seed started stuff that's just hanging out outside now, basically hardened off the whole way. This is another one of my things though that was eaten back, and I'm thinking about just keeping it out here now because this happened on the top shelf. No, wait, you know what? This was on one of the end tables in the porch last night when this happened, and I don't know exactly what that is. That might actually be the I think I have 2 rows of bib at the top, so I think that's just the first row of bib maybe that got attacked. Maybe it was this side here. It was all on the side. This is one here. Yeah, there we go, and then this one. So they got one of each maybe, unless I did end up planting the wrong direction. I have no idea actually. But yeah, some of them doing fantastic. I mean, even though they're long, if they turn out like the arugula, the stems will just go real thick eventually, and these will just all pop up. I want to actually get these in the ground soon, back in the family garden. So the strawberry in this own little pot here. Got all the other ones back here. These 2 were the ones with the runners on them. I was trying to get stuck in here. You can see this one. It's just, well, you can see the runner running up to it. Just does not want to stay. This one, however, it did. And now it's been able to focus on some other things like flowering, I guess. These 3 over here were the runners that I successfully got stuck in over here. And look at that. Look at all those nice flowers. Here, I'll give you the other angle of it. Again, beautiful flowers there. No real pest issues, I don't think, happening right now over here. There's the runner that doesn't want to stay. And here you see the runner that did want to stay, although apparently I didn't water it sufficiently because it's not doing amazing down here. That's probably going to be the biggest thing with these smaller on the side ones, is actually getting water to them. Unless I super drench this top thing, which I guess would work. I guess that's the point. It is strawberries after all. And over here I see either of these potatoes could look much better, or they're dying off and the potatoes underneath are almost ready. I surely hope the latter is the case. They have been here for a while, and if that is the case, it means this pot is almost usable, which would be really nice, because I have so many peppers coming, and I'd like to have another potted one. This would be a nice pot for a nice big Chinense species pepper. I haven't shown it in a while, but our little wild strawberry's not doing horrible over here right now. Not nearly as nice as the ones in our wild strawberry patch, but that's okay. Not bad. Here, our dry herb planter actually lost our marjoram. Something just ate it right out of the ground, I guess. I'm now kind of reconsidering repurposing this planter, since we only have these 2 in here. I'm just gonna like take a bigger chunk than I put in here back out of both of these, sage and lavender. Put them in some probably singular pots by themselves somewhere to just hang out for their life. We'll see how they do the rest of the year, maybe even try to overwinter them. But I figure there's no point just having these two in here by themselves, especially since they're just on this side. Oh, I guess we do also have this rosemary here, but I completely forgot about it because it's brown, very tiny, and blends in, and it's probably not going to survive. So, but my best buddy, the one I never have to worry about, the beautiful spearmint, which was cut back. I do have a video of that. Probably will post it soonish. Actually, I probably won't because it wasn't really that exciting. Basically, just cut a few of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe of the top ones off here. Maybe got a little bit toward the bottom wherever it was, you know, real underneath. You can see, look at that. Oh my goodness, so nice. 1, 2 more little shoots coming up. There's another third one inside there. 4 maybe right here, but that might be coming off this long new main stem that it shot off here. It is just looking lovely. Couldn't ask for a better looking plant right now. I'm gonna have to do something a bit different now to show the stuff on top of here. I'll just be grabbing it off, but this new area to put a bunch of potted plants and some other stuff that I've been hardening off, or is now hardened off, as you can see. Let's take a look. You can hear there's an owl close by. And we'll just have to do this like we do inside for the seed starting stuff. This is probably why they tell you to cut off the strawberries flowers at first, in the first year or two. First year, that is, just the first year. Because eventually they start with these giant chunky stalks of tons of flowers here. And it's definitely expending a lot of energy to take care of all these. I need to maybe do some upkeep on these guys. Got our singular Marglobe tomato. Still doing its thing. I think I'm going to put it in the family garden soon, now that we're expanding, have a lot more space. And here's our second marjoram. This is the one that was actually the cutting off the top of the first marjoram that was rooted, or that was the hydroponics. This one was then rooted in water, and just look at how amazing that growth is. It is wonderful. By far, this is one of my best herbs by far. Other than the spearmint, it might actually be the best that I did myself. Speaking of basils, let's pop over to those right now. And I do, as you saw maybe in the last video, I have cut back some of these. There's a third one. Not sure what the browning is about. I don't know if that's cold damage or something from before, or what's going on, but that's a thing. Hopefully not a big deal. I think that these other ones are probably ready to be topped. Be 1, 2, at least 3 sets of leaves. That'll be fine. There we go. All right. That was probably pretty rough, but it's one. Oh yeah, that was the only one for this one. All the other ones were cut. There's 5 in here, and they're all good now. Just need to figure out what's going on with the browning there. Maybe I introduced some kind of disease when I cut them all back. Who knows? Here, the red basil doesn't need cut back a little bit more. We have, oh, that's actually part of that one. Nice. This one, and this one. They're almost the 3 largest now. Almost. And I already looked at these. I knew they would be easier than the one I just did, at least, especially because I have a better angle this time, I think. There's one. Also, don't know what's happening, what this stuff is. From the fertilizer, maybe? I don't know. And here's number 2. I did it again. That is not at all what you want to do. All right, last basil to be topped. This one quite low down there. Don't want to stab everything. Perhaps, yes. There we go. I was the best of the three. All right. And again, yeah, red basil certainly looking nice. Even though it's looking a lot more green than usual, but that's because most of what we can see here are those outer leaves, those older outer leaves. But you look at all that new growth, all those leaf nodes like these that are coming up, man, they are purple, very purple. All right, and now back to what is on top of the that wood pile there. These are all our cucumbers. You may recognize because they're in the thing they're usually in. Tender green there in the front. Got our Mark Moore, Mark Moore back here. The Boston pickling here, and on the back are the Space Master. No new germinating ones, so just what was that? 4 of the tender green and 3 of the Market Moore, 5 of the other 2. But they're looking great. They're hardened off the whole way apparently because they've just been hanging out here all day, and they look lovely. So means they're honestly probably ready to almost go in the ground. I wouldn't mind doing that. Third, not necessarily the the least of the 3, but one of the 3 of just the one that starts the latest of the 3 out of my year 1 market crop, the cucumbers, the tomatoes, and the peppers. Of course, I should count melons too, and speaking of here, well, they're not melons, but they are squash family, gourd family that is, and they are my 2 squash, my 2 zucchini that are looking very nice, I think. Again, also hardened off, and also extremely ready, if I do say so myself, to go in the garden. And these 2 may end up going in the front of our family garden, which is basically ready for them almost. Maybe this week I'll be able to get that prepared and put them in. The goal is to get everything, all the patches done by the end of this month. So it is going to be a race to do that, which also means getting everything mostly in the ground by the end of this month that is ready to go in the ground. Everything else, all the other tomatoes and peppers, they'll have to wait till they're actually ready, but I'll at least have spots ready for them when they are early July or whatever. But yes, that is the goal. Yeah, and things right now, of course, a little jumbled because, again, things are hardened off, things are getting hardened off, things are moving around a lot now. So right here we have 8 of our tomatoes from the 12th of May that are now in their own little pots. They're all different ones. These are all I could get in so far, but these are now re-fertilized. This is a fertilized mixture. So getting some of them ready. I think I'll just throw some of the ones that are in the seed starting thing straight into the garden. The ones that look the worst maybe, but the ones that look the best, I wanted to put them in here and let them hang out in bigger pots a little bit before they go in the ground. But I think all these will end up in the ground. Again, I don't think we'll put any more tomatoes in pots. We have all the ones over there from the hydroponics. That'll be enough. These will all go in the ground, but right now, yeah, the best ones of the lots I am putting in their own little pots first. And here you can see all the other ones. Took out a Napa grape, took out a Chadwick cherry. Have plenty of other ones that look fine, look just great actually. And again, they're hardened off. They've just been sitting. In fact, they stayed the night outside. They are just ready to chill now, which I love to see. We've got some stuckage going on there, some stick to one anotherness happening. I think they're really coming along nicely being outside now full time. Really getting some chunky stems. You don't see a whole lot sideways or anything like that. Maybe a couple, but not too many so far. Not bad at all. This is the large red cherry, brandywine red, yellow plum, brandywine, and a large red cherry, both taken out. Black rim beefsteak, Cherokee purple. Took one of each of those because, again, I did, most of these were the bigger tomatoes, and that one not looking great. This one new, though, coming up here, that Cherokee purple, so maybe going to be able to take the place of this fallen one. Some really, really nice looking tomatoes. That's why I really want to get them into the ground, and these are going to go, like I said, almost straight into the ground. Here we have Roma, Marglobe, and Amish paste. They are maybe some of the worst looking ones, unfortunately.
Not that they all look bad. There's some decent ones here, but yeah, not amazing. Got some curved ones, a lot of ones, 3 laying down out of the 7, and the other 4 aren't exactly straight. But hey, they're here, they're alive, so that's cool. Yeah, throw down the cayenne peppers here, the Generation 2 Nature's Edge cayenne peppers, which are also ready to probably come out of here. I'm sure they would love to come out of here and go into the ground proper. And I think these are the ones also going to be going into the family garden, um, not in the market garden area. Not that I can't sell them anyway. That's just where I plan to put them. And the way it's expanding, I actually had in mind to do these 3. I might even just end up doing all of them. Who knows? 3, 5, or 7. That's what I'm debating on right now. It's pretty much just going to come down to what kind of space I have, but I might as well just put them all over there, right? But I'll also mention again that those are some of my best looking peppers. These, not so much, but California Wonders, of course. They're actually not doing horrid. They do have the browning, right? But it's not showing up so much on the new green leaves, which are coming up pretty nicely here. We got a couple sets of leaves started now from last week. I mean, they were looking about the same, but you can definitely tell they're coming along. They're getting stuck in, you know. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Here, the other California Wonder, all by its lonesome, doing actually just about the same. Maybe less leaves, but no brown ones. Probably lost its brown ones already. But not looking bad at all. Again, probably going to be maybe another week, and we're going to see these things maybe hopefully take off now that they're really getting settled in here. Their roots should be starting to spread again now that we're seeing this new growth. These the banana peppers that have gone into, again, we're kind of did the same thing with these in the California Wonders. I have 4 banana peppers left. Here's 2 of them. Tons of nice growth on both of them. Not surprising, these again, not mine, but the nursery peppers, not mine from seed, that is. Little flower buds to pull off, but we'll definitely wait on those. Loving all the new growth though. Definitely looking fine. And here the other one, almost looking better, maybe looking better than the ones that are doubled up, although they may have more space width-wise than this one does, although this one will have more, little more space lengthwise. One big flower bud and some other multiple smaller ones. Oh yeah, there are so many more flower buds on there. That's crazy. Yeah, this one's doing really well. Again, everything fertilized recently. There are some seed started stuff that should be wet fertilized soon, but we'll get to that maybe tomorrow probably. Still super excited for how these peppers are doing. I mean, look at how amazing that is. They just waited and waited and waited, bided its time until it was time to finally take off outside now. Even though it's in a little pot, it knows it's time to go. It's got little flower buds. This Serrano, that's a cayenne. This Serrano has little flower buds. The only Serrano we have, even though we've started like 20 up to this point. Not counting the newest ones that we have in seed starting units. Yeah, but finally it's going to. It's a little crooked, but it's all right. It's doing its thing. These are from the beginning of December. Now some that are doing much better and are much newer. Here's the Hungarian Black. Just lovely. There, look at all its flower buds. Actually pulled off the first one it had because it grew big enough to do that. Coming up really nicely. As other things, probably going to start seeing it bush up a little bit, you know, up the stem. Everything, even these guys eventually started doing it. Maybe it takes a little longer for that to start happening, but we're definitely seeing some new nice growth. It's been in the this pot, this in the Aleppo, the next one we'll see. Been in these pots for maybe almost a month at this point, so they're definitely established. And this kind of stuff is what I hope to see, I expect to see from the California Wonder we saw earlier, and I would say the banana pepper from the nursery, but it's going to be twice as good as this. And now the Aleppo, as I mentioned, the other one that these two, this and the Black Hungarian, were both started in yogurt containers. There were two of the three that I first tried that with. A Pekin was the other one. It was unsuccessful, but these two worked out really well. And you can see the Aleppo is doing probably better than the Hungarian Black, but they're both doing well. The Aleppo, though, this is, again, probably one of my better looking peppers. Maybe it's just a better variety, easier variety to grow, but definitely lots of nice green, lush growth all toward the canopy. Not a whole lot down the stem, but it is there too, as it is on all of them. And before we focus exactly on these other peppers, I do have this basil, one of the red basil that I said that was rooting in water. This is its new home. You can see how nice and stocky and beautiful it looks. Gonna wait just a little bit, and maybe once these guys get a little bigger, maybe I'll cut it off right there. Maybe these will be the ones to go and give it those 6 leaves to work with, and we'll really see how this small thing bushes out whenever it's done properly. Here, this one almost ready as well to be cut back. You can see how nice the growth is going on the stalk there. It's what I want to see. Even though it's not doing fantastically up here, it has done that. And I think, yeah, again, if I can just take off those 2 top leaves here, that'd be plenty with those 6 and all the other leaf nodes started. So maybe, I would say certainly by next video, these two basils will be ready to cut top off. And then, of course, next to them, this lovely little table area, I think, are fish and ring of fire. 3 fish, 1 ring of fire. These are the bonsai chilies. I am maybe going to get their final containers soon. Going to get them some bonsai pots to sit in, and I'm just going to leave them in there for the duration of their life, I guess. But I think this is about the point where I want to do that. And maybe wait a little longer, because I do want to really let that root system, I don't know, I almost want to get the roots root bound. I don't know if doing it, I know it'll stress it, but I wonder if it'll almost adapt it to living like that, so that whenever I do transplant it, yes, it'll then start popping off again. And that's why I do want to do it sooner rather than later. But then it'll also eventually hit the walls of the bonsai pot, and it'll have to be used to that. But that's whenever the real work begins, because then we're going to have to keep on top of what is happening with these things. See the beautiful foliage on these fish peppers. I love them. That one from the 2nd of March. That's how old these ones are. Just as old as the pepper brand experiment. And another thing this is doing is certainly giving me, this from the 9th. Again, another fish pepper. It's giving me a great idea of when I'm supposed to be starting these next year. All the peppers, that is. And now that I have all the things prepared, getting the gardens ready, have the equipment, have the, all the pots, the seed starting units, I think I'm going to be much more prepared. Then we'll have a much earlier crop next year, which would be great. The 16th of March, fish pepper, third of 3. I just love how the variegated foliage looks. And the fish peppers apparently named for their use in spicing fish, so that's probably what we're going to be trying to use it for once we get some. It can be pretty spicy. Our ring of fire cayenne here, which looks much bushier. Looks like most of the cayenne that I'm growing these days, I'd say. We'll see them very shortly. See, we got some flower buds there. It's an awesome looking little pepper. I'd say some of the other ones are my best looking ones. I don't know, this one's really coming along nicely. All these are coming along really nicely. Alright, now for the good old Generation 2 hydroponics. We got our Anaheim chili, still all curved up all around itself, but again, it has a lot of nice new growth all over that it's been working on. Has this awesome looking leaf that looks like I said last time, a butterfly. Not seeing a whole lot of really not seeing any flowers, which is strange. It did have some. I plucked a few earlier on in its life. It is fertilized, just not faring so well on the flower side of things. That our earliest of the peppers from the generation 2, or the second round of the hydroponics, this the latest of the 4. Poblanos were in the middle, the ones back there. We'll see next. More browning on these leaves, but no more browning on the new ones. This and the California Wonder, the only ones that had these brown spots like that. But it seems like it worked itself out. It's a nice triple prong system going on here. Triple prong branch. I would not doubt if we will see some some flowers soon on there. Poblano number 1. This is actually the younger of the 2. Both about the same age, but this one is younger. New, fresh green growth again in there. Looks like a 2-pronger, like I said last time. They're doing okay. I expected a little more from these peppers, but whatever. They're still going. Again, a little tougher to get to this one, and he's also in front of those other peppers, so I use my hand here just so you can kind of see where he's actually at for a second. Again, looking almost the same. Don't know what's up with this leaf. Didn't really want to cut it off, but probably can. Probably not very useful. There are flowers. I thought there were bigger flowers on this one than the other one, or I thought we saw them last time. They really got to be ready to go, especially based on what our other peppers, like the fish and everything, are doing. They have flowers on them already. And these things are quite old. I mean, not really old, but they're March, late March, maybe April, but I don't think that late. But either way, our March stuff is already flowering. So, and this, our oldest jalapeno, ended up outside again just because I wanted to give it some more light. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 nice ginormous flowers, all bloomed. Been poking at them, although I'm sure the bees themselves are doing good work. And you may be able to see one. I'm not going to count them, but there are maybe going on almost 10 more flowers that are ready to open in the next couple days. On top of that, probably another dozen that are also just still growing all over. It's loaded. That is it, except for the peppers from the 12th here that are now also hardened off. Although they may have taken a little tiny hit, they're okay and they're done. They're ready to go now. I think they're ready to just be outside all the time. They're looking lanky, so I'm sure that'll be good for them. This is the pepper brand experiment, the last round, just because I wanted to go and do one more. We'll see we'll see what happens. Rebel Garden Serenity, sustainable sprout in Nature's Edge. Right now, I say sustainable sprout Cayenne is in the lead there probably, but you definitely can't count out the smaller ones that are basically doing the same, because smaller may be better, like that. That's the Nature's Edge there. I'm throwing off another couple leaves already. And then down here in the habaneros, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that it's the sustainable sprout in this case. Although again, this one should be fine. This one had the seed hat struggling a little bit. We'll see what happens. It's the Rebel Garden here, this Serenity, and the jalapenos, I guess they look about the exact same. So Nature's Edge, Serenity, the only jalapenos to come up. A little goofily curve, but that's probably my fault. And the other peppers from then also hardened off, I thought, until I now look at them and it's like, oh, whoops, I guess I did burn some of you, didn't I? They were out here basically again all day though, just fine for the most part. Jimmy Nardello's cherries and pepperoncinis. It's a hot cherries, I hope. All of them looking lovely. Burpee peppers here. I might take those out soon if I can get little pots for them. They're almost ready to come out and go in there. Stay in there maybe a couple weeks before I end up putting all of these in the garden. All right, indoors now. Got a couple things we'll show before we get to the seed starting things. The little oregano pot, doing lovely. Could even probably thin it out a little bit soon. Hopefully it actually starts taking off. I am a little impatient whenever things are at this little seedling stage, so hopefully soon. The tricumber and the dill, just a beast. I mean, look at this thing. It just has taken on a life of its own. I don't know what to say about that. It has a couple sprigs. These two are wrapped up on each other. Over here, and there it is. It's up there. It had fallen over. It is now not falling over anymore. It is a massive stalk of dill, and it's continuing right there. I mean, it's going nuts. I wish it would not keep extending itself, because it's just gonna end up going too long. I mean, I don't know. It's almost becoming a vine like the cucumbers. And speaking of, the cucumbers are doing great. Even the old one here, not as great, but it has all these little new nice looking leaves. It even started, there's some new cucumber flowers, female flowers on the back side. There's some other ones around. I don't think there's any that are currently, here's one up here that'll hopefully be coming up soon. Looking nice. Actually, no, that one's from the new one here, which is looking obviously much better. It was done the proper way, done later, so as I learn, things tend to get better. Again, as I said, I thought it was going to easily outgrow this trellis. It almost already has. Loving how it looks. The size of the leaves, there's no comparison. Even though, again, this one is getting better. That's actually a leaf from the new one, or from the old one there. So you can see it does have some decent growth happening. Is that the top of it? Some random side right here. Started shooting off on the side here. And it's going to maybe continue up that direction. But this is the top there. This is the top of the new one. I think I can plant the third tricumber. I think it's time. Unfortunately, still nothing in the peppermint here. Still waiting on that. Hopefully it'll happen. Got our marigold here. The one that didn't get cut by the cutworm. It's looking nice. One more marigold to find a place for. And one of the ones I'm always excited to show, because it's the banana pepper I am babying, and you can tell, I don't know if it's actually doing the best. It's in here. It's in the biggest pot. It's in on the porch. It's probably its whole life. I might take it outside every now and then to get it some actual sun. But you can see 4 beautiful flowers on there. I guess I should probably take them off though, because I really do want it to grow a little bigger. 2 really nice 2 prongs coming off of this. That's where the 2 flower buds are started up at the top. Actually, it's then, of course, double pronged again. That's where the flowers actually are. Of course, all these now are the most exciting parts, in my opinion. And now we're into the first round of the hydroponic peppers. This is the smallest of our 3 cayenne. Got our little baby cayenne finally fruiting. Real bright green. It actually has another flower right there. Look how big and chunky that guy is. I don't know what's up. I thought I broke it at first. I don't know what's up with that. I haven't seen any cayenne flower that looked as goofy as that, but hey, it's there. Hard to say which of these next 2 cayenne I am more excited about, because this one is just looking awesome. I mean, it has come back with a vengeance. It has a flower up here, unless I plucked it already, which I I do plan to do, because it does need to get a little bigger, I think. But yeah, it's throwing out leaves like crazy. Honestly, it hasn't thrown out too many more leaves. It kind of did as many leaves as it thought it needed, and now they're growing, doing their thing. But again, it's now it's got a new prong stem here, and a new one back here. I think those are probably going to be the two main ones. Perhaps, I would imagine that's going to be the case. Might actually have a two prong coming off right there, split. And again, this biggest one too, of course, has its growth going up the stem here. Focused a little more on the top of this one for now. Not so much that side. It hasn't done a whole lot of anything, honestly. So I'm really thinking about cutting this one back to here too once it's done doing its thing over on this other side. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll stop flowering, even though it has a lot of nice green growth up here. Maybe it'll stop and it'll send it all down toward the bottom. I would love that, because then I could cut this off. Once these peppers are all done, we do have this tiny one on the end here. And of course, these two ginormous peppers. I think this might be the biggest cayenne. Perhaps both of them the biggest two cayennes I've had so far. Curious how much longer it'll be till they start ripening. I bet it won't be too long. And here I really don't know what to say about these guys. Our two double potted up jalapenos. There were a lot of spider webs on here. I was trying not to mess with it too much. Keep those intact in case they're hard at work. I see the flower nodes where the flowers should be. Not really seeing flower buds yet. Again, I see the nice green growth toward the top. Something that is usually indicative of future flower buds actually forming. But nothing yet. Still waiting for that fertilizer to kick in. Hopefully it does soon. These were the ones that were fruiting last out of all my round one peppers. The last ones that I picked anything from came from these two peppers out of the jalapenos and the cayenne. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. Probably not. Should just keep going. Alright, and now to our seeds. Seed starting stuff. Here, where those other two zucchini were, there's just the one zucchini now, and honestly, it's come up really nicely itself. We can probably think about taking it out to start getting hardened off. I don't think I started hardening any of these off yet, mostly because it's just like 50-50 with the germination currently. Got 3 cantaloupe coming up. These Market More not doing their thing yet. Whoop. The Space Masters not doing anything either. Both Boston Pickling have come up. Both Tender Green came up. They've been that way for a while. Definitely going to have to get that off now. Well past time to remove this very dry seed from the top. Ugh. Should be alright. Should be alright. That's Boston Pickling there. These two Tender Green looking great. This Boston Pickling also looking really nice. Yeah, I think I should probably pull these out. At least these 4, maybe even this cantaloupe. And let those start getting hardened off. Again, the benefit of the porch being that they do get a decent bit of natural sun, and they get some natural wind as well blowing in here. So they're half hardened off about. And try to get all these on camera as the canary melons in the back here just take off. These I think I would really like to get, also all of these have been sort of hardened off somewhat so far. I'd really like to get the canary melons out into the garden, into the family garden area somewhere, or somewhere near it that I may put them. Back here, these watermelon, oh man, I can't wait till these watermelon come up. We've been eating a little bit of watermelon here now that it's getting to summertime, obviously, and I am just digging it. I'm really looking forward to getting our own watermelon going and having a ton of it. And yeah, again, that's another thing. I guess that would be the 4th market crop, as our watermelons and even whatever other melons we may be able to squeak out here. We do have our honeydew coming up. Some of the honeydew looking really nice, these two. This is by far our best cantaloupe. Didn't get these 2 cantaloupe to come up. I wonder if I could even put new seeds in there, try to germinate them again inside these pots. Little jiffy pods. But those other cantaloupe that we just saw, definitely not coming up as nice as that one is. Really like these little things. Definitely going to get maybe like, I don't know, 100, 150, maybe even 200 of these next year to do this. I love it. Do all my cucumbers and melons this way. Here, the 23rd, since the 12th are all outside. These are all cherry types, super sweet, regular cherry, and the Chadwick. 4 of the super sweet, 3 Chadwick, 1 cherry. Same as always. Getting lanky. Definitely almost time for those to come out as well. They need fertilized again soon. Not quite yet, but soon. Here are the plums and the grapes, cherry, plum and grape tomatoes. 5 really nice looking grapes, even though they're long. 2 nice looking plums. This plum is new. The back here, this one didn't really take off, but we do have another one. And finally for the tomatoes, got our mostly Chadwick, but then the cherries on the end. Again, all of those had come up. They are looking amazing. I can't wait to get these. These might all I might just try to put all of them in the ground at the same time. Except maybe that tiny one. Probably all going to go in the same area. Obviously the cherry type, something I'm focusing on. Here we have our Nature's Edge jalapenos, generation 2. Looking fine, looking just fine. We got 3 of them at least, so that's something. Not nearly as good germination rate as we had for the cayenne. We could also, of course, try more, but we'll wait till next year, maybe this winter, to throw a bunch in and see what happens with them. But yeah, they'll work out, I guess. Jimmy Nardello's California Wonders, getting their true leaves going now. These guys are coming up much better than my seeds, my generation 2 seeds. Again, definitely bent, but they'll be all right. All right, yeah, now we're on to the peppers from the first. These are the ones I pretty much I already had. Just getting everything going again, all the different types. Got our yellow Hungarian hot wax, our Hungarian blacks, our more cherry bombs. And again, man, I can't believe they've gotten that bad. It's only been like a day or so, I think, but that's what happens when I don't turn them. A little dry, but they should be fine. Coming up really nicely. Doesn't look like those 2 made it, but 3 of the cherry and the black Hungarian, 4 of the yellow hot wax, really good. I actually have a pepper challenge, a mild pepper challenge, and a hot pepper challenge, and an extreme pepper challenge. They're the 10 pepper challenges. I also have a 10 pepper challenge. It's like a more overall one, but I don't know if I'm going to work with that or not. I might just work with the 3 tiered ones, trying to entice people to try all my different types of peppers. Here we have our pepperoncinis, our poblanos, and our Anaheim, the 3, some of the mildest peppers we have. Looking good. Looking like all the other ones. Coming up, again, the germination rate's just fine. At least 50 on everything we have here. So at least we have 2 more peppers of every type so far to put it in the ground. In this last one, probably the most exciting, we have these Aleppo that were coming up nicely already. We had the Serrano coming up nicely already that we don't have any of, so that'll be cool. The Aleppos, we have that one that looks nice. We have 2 Hinkle Hots coming up, which we have none of. Actually, we have 3 Hinkle Hots, which we had none of. And now, all 3 of the Pekin have come up. Just all of a sudden, out of nowhere. Maybe they take a little longer to germinate. They are the hottest ones we had for a while, other than the habanero, of course. By far hotter than everything else we had. But of course, as you know, now we have spicier guys than that. Here our little tray of Serranos. Have the 2. These are Sustainable Sprout in the back, Nature's Edge in the front. 2 of each came up. I like that. I'm going to start having to probably take these. These are up now on the top shelf, getting some nice sun. But I'm probably going to have to start taking maybe these yogurt cups out and just letting them get even more sun by being able to maneuver them more easily than I would if I keep them in this container like this. In these habanero as well, all of them came up now. So that's cool, because I think that the Serenaseed here, either that one or it was the Rebel Garden, didn't come up yet. But either way, we have all of them now. And yeah, so 3 more habanero. Can never have enough in my opinion. Probably. We'll see. My opinion has been known to be wrong in the past. This is from the 11th, but yeah, I have stuff that was a little earlier. I thought maybe we had something come up here, but that is not the case. So what we have are 2 yellow habanero, 2 white habaneros, 2 red habaneros, and 2 chocolate habaneros. The chocolate are obviously chocolate habaneros. The other 3, I don't know what type of yellow, white, or red. It didn't specify that, unfortunately, so just working with what I got. Nothing in there yet, though. Show off our beautiful basil again. I really don't want to pull out all the doubles in there. I'm going to just have to try to pull them out and replant them, because I really, really like how they all look. Genovese, Italian tie in the back. No tie really yet, so definitely going to want to see how those come out. Here, the first of the new peppers from the 7th. And you can see already 1 yellow and 1 white habanero making their appearances. Looking good to me. Looking good to me. And again, if you've seen the other habaneros, I mean, we just saw those other 3 over there. They don't quite get as big as the capsicum annuums, I would say. These are chinennes. The habaneros are capsicum chinennes. They don't seem to quite get as beefy, at least at first, but they do get bigger plants in general. So looking forward to that. None of the regular orange yet from Nature's Edge. And here also have ourselves a red habanero coming up. No chocolate, no ghost in here, at least. We don't have any chocolate coming up yet. We have that 1 ghost in the hydroponics, both ghosts in the hydroponics started. But just the red habanero in here. That means we have 1 of each, the yellow, white, and red habaneros. The chocolate habaneros actually were not supposed to come in the pack from Amazon that I got. It was supposed to be more original red, original orange. Instead, they put chocolate in there, which I am not at all mad about. But I would be if I actually wanted those habaneros and I got something I didn't actually order. That would upset me. But in this case, it was a pleasant surprise, luckily. So, we got our celery, of course, too. Basically hardened off almost. I guess I could put it in the garden soon, even though it looks completely terrible. I don't know. Should I wait a little longer? Maybe you can tell me in the comments. I don't want to lose this celery, though. It looks really nice compared to amazing compared to the last stuff I did indoors. But wait, there's more. Yes. I had to, as I said, I do have the mild, hot, and extreme pepper challenges, and they're the 10 pepper challenges, which meant I needed to buy a few more pepper seeds, and I needed to make the decision quick because I'm really running out of time. As you can see, planted these are the final peppers to be planted. The last ones I'm doing. They're done just a few days ago, 5 days ago. Let's check them out. I'm not going to open them up because there's no reason to. I'm just going to get all the moisture everywhere if I do. There's going to be nothing in there, but I am super excited to show you all our new varieties. Shishitos, Cubanelles, Santa Fe Grande. Those are 3 mildest new peppers. And these seeds were from Pepper Joe's, which pretty awesome place. I'm going to try some other specialty actual seed places in the future. I figured I'd try Pepper Joe's this year. Really, so far I'm happy just from, I'll show you probably a couple things like the packaging and stuff like that. Show you how many seeds I got. It says 10 plus. I got more than 10 in every seed pack, and they also sent me a pack of free seeds, which let's show you here. I have my Big Jim, New Mex Big Jims. I have Thai peppers, and I have, I think that's Thai, yeah. And I have Charleston Hots. And I got some free seeds. They were called Christian ties, a hybrid. I would assume a hybrid pepper. I didn't plant any of those, but I might plant one or two of those just because I don't have any planted. But again, I'm getting pretty late here in the season for peppers. And finally, if you hadn't noticed, the increasing Scoville heat units from the last two containers. And of course, you know me, saving the hottest for the last. Here is our new top two hottest peppers. We have ají limons here, our lemon drop peppers, so I'm super excited about that. Our only capsicum bacutum species, which should grow well in our mountainous region here, I'm hoping. But then we have our 7-pot Jonah and our Naga Vipers. And Jonahs go up to, I'm probably going to butcher this because I can't remember it all. They might be up to 1.4 million Scoville. I think Vipers get up to maybe 1.6. I'm going to have to maybe put that on the video too, down over here on the right or something. But I'm super excited about that. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm worried about the ghost pepper. I have no idea what I'm going to do about those. But hey, if anyone else is going to do the extreme challenge on this channel, then I guess I have to do it first, huh? And because I just can't help myself when it comes to the super hots, I did start 2 more 7-pot Jonahs on that side, and 2 more Naga Vipers on that side, same day, just because I wanted a couple more of those, just like the ghost peppers. I do have that ghost pepper from the 13th that I started. It's germinating indoors under my little tiny grow light. I just wanted to practice with indoor propagation a little more, and we'll see how that goes. I'll probably be posting. I wanted to do a picture of it every day and put it on locals, but I'm having problems posting pictures on locals, so can't do that. But I will be taking pictures of it every day once it sprouts. So hopefully it'll do it soon. But yeah, my beautiful new peppers from Pepper Joe's from the 15th, 5 days old now. Hopefully, maybe even by next video, we'll see some of these coming up. And now for the pepper brand experiment. But first, here is a look. Yeah, it's a little dark now. We're inside using a light here, using the porch light. But yeah, you can see the California Wonders here still in the cups. Looking really lovely. They all look about the same. Looking just almost the same as the ones that are in the bigger pots. But certainly they will run out of space soon. I'm not sure what's going on with my camera here. Not the best quality for some reason. And now it's been 3 months since I did all of the pepper brand experiment peppers, and so I want to give them a really in-depth look. And also, I don't know if they will be in their cups by next garden vlog. I think they will actually be in the ground. So let's give them a nice close look and pick out the ones I think are best. All right, so we have our jalapenos from March 2nd, 1st here. Luckily doing this now because I can barely read the labels on these things. I'm sure it will be the same for you, even worse because of my camera. This is Rebel Gardens though. It's really hard to say which one I like the most. Here's Serenaseed. This one is the Sustainable Sprout, and that would leave Nature's Edge here. Honestly, I mean, this one's a little long. I do kind of like the look of the Sustainable Sprout here the most, but I could almost, I guess, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7. It has a lot of weird leaves. 2, 4, 6. So yeah, it does have a better little canopy there, the best canopy there. Most leaves probably here on the Rebel Gardens, but this one much smaller, looking much healthier because of that. So yeah, I guess yes. So first for the second, we are going to go with the sustainable sprout jalapeno. Again, I think these will be in the ground by the next video. I hope so. Those just happen to be in the same order as always. That was just a fluke there. Here are our habaneros from the second. We'll do them in a different order, but this is the order they're in. Here we have our Rebel Gardens. Unfortunately, again, the jalapeno is doing fine. Clearly the habanero not. I guess it's going to be a fail. That's not going to go in the ground like that. There's no reason. But so then we have these three nice habaneros. Everything else will go in the ground. I have one failed habanero, one failed cayenne, both from the second. I wonder if it has something to do with either the cups I used or the how early they were and how long they've been here. I don't know, because they actually didn't really take very well. Anyway, smallest one is this one for sure. That's the Serenaseed. So it's going to come down to the Nature's Edge and the Sustainable Sprout, which are proving to be decent so far. Nature's Edge here, Sustainable Sprout there, and again, honestly, you have to say it's Sustainable Sprout. The Nature's Edge doesn't even kind of compare. So again, Sustainable Sprout is going to take the habanero win as well. And here then the cayenne and our failed cayenne. You can see these cups clearly not the way to go for this. And that's going to give the other ones a chance, since Sustainable Sprout, that's the Sustainable Sprout there, which was the best of the other ones, not even going to be considered for the cayenne here. So our cayenne here, I guess this one's probably the least best, the Nature's Edge there. Just going to leave the Serenaseed and the Rebel Gardens here, going for the top cayenne from the 2nd of March, and I think it's clearly this one here on the left. Obviously leafing more than the other. This one on the right is Serenaseed. That means Rebel Gardens, the best cayenne. All right, moving right along here, we have our jalapenos from the 9th of March. This is Rebel Gardens here. This one, the Serenaseed. Have here the Sustainable Sprout. And Nature's Edge. All of them again doing pretty well. Certainly can't complain. Hard to say. I'm kind of tempted to say the Serenaseed here is the worst. Third best. Oh, it's close between Nature's Edge and Rebel Gardens. I suppose Nature's Edge third, because the Rebel Garden's still hanging onto this leaf down here, maybe giving it a little advantage and photosynthesizing. But yeah, that would give Sustainable Sprout another victory and another jalapeno win. So both jalapenos so far from Sustainable Sprout, I think, looking the best. And now these beautiful cayenne from the 9th. I mean, beautiful to me at least. Yeah, but we're here. There we go. Nature's Edge. Here we got our Serenaseed. Oh yeah, in these also from the 9th, flowers all over the tops of them. All of them have them too. Again, I really wish the camera wasn't being so horrible. Here, our third one, Rebel Gardens. You can see a little bit of leaf damage from something, but it was quite early on. Hasn't been as bad again. All these have nice flower buds on them from the 9th here. Really like how all of these are looking, even if some of them are a bit sideways, like our Sustainable Sprout here, which again, interestingly enough, even though this looks amazing, the one from the 2nd didn't make it at all. This one looks fantastic. Still, I would say probably the worst of them. The least best, I should say, because it looks really nice. Man, you would choose between those. Yeah, I think we can choose between those. Here's our third worst Serenity, but it still looks fantastic. And here, I would say probably the second worst, but really probably close second, and that's the Rebel Gardens there, leaving our Nature's Edge as number one. It's hard to pass up that guy. How nice that thing looks. Now the Nature's Edge cayenne, that means these are actually the cayenne I have a bunch of, the ones in the fabric pot, the very first ones I did. Also my generation 2 seeds are Nature's Edge, because these are the first ones I had, first ones I planted, first ones that fruited then. So yeah, there's another decent cayenne from them. And the habaneros from the 9th. Here I would say is the least best of them. Hopefully it'll survive. That's Rebel Gardens again. They're usually coming in at the end or the top so far. Yeah, not amazing. In fact, yeah, is that the habanero that died off? Yes. So again, still alive, but it's going to come in last. That's the same thing happened with Serenity or the Sustainable Sprout with the cayennes. Yeah. Out of these three here, I'd say this is probably the third. I mean, the least best. So third best, Serenity again. Serenity pretty much hanging out down there, and third best usually. Oop. Did that just make it worst? No, still didn't make it worst. But definitely didn't help. It happens though. I mean, look, you see that one right there is off too. So that leaves these two, of course. I think it's pretty clear, but it's hard to say because really things could really change with those two yellow leaves if those two yellow leaves fell off. Wow, those are so close. Right now, this one does look better. Those leaves could stay on there a while, and that is Sustainable Sprout beating Nature's Edge, the two that seem to make it toward the top most often. One of those leaves just fell off. I mean, this one could probably go like just as easily, but it didn't pop off there, so that's something, I guess. All right, moving on to the final ones from the 16th now, our jalapenos. All of them looking quite lovely, considering how almost dead they looked before we took them out of the seed starting thing and put them in here. It's really hard to say. I'm going to say maybe least best. Yeah, it's tough to say. I'm going to go, well, there you go. Rebel Garden. Again, going to be last there. This one's going to come in second to last here. That's going to be, oh my, Serenity. It's insane. I didn't really think that it would be so consistent, but so far it is. But let's just put the caveat in that this is just one update of many, and it's really only checking to see how well they're doing at this point, not even taking into consideration germination rates, since we've seen those, and germination speed I've kept up to date with, but I'll have to put a video for that. I guess that leaves these two, and I'm gonna do some leaf count. 2, 4, 6, and one more. 2, 4, 6. That means that here we have Sustainable Sprout finally not getting the jalapeno win, and the Nature's Edge does. It's 10 o'clock in the evening. That guy's using his J-brake, going through town. So, yeah, Nature's Edge, best jalapeno from the 16th. Finally, someone dethrones the Sustainable Sprout from the jalapeno victories, but barely, I'd say. Actually, well, wait a second. I mean, there's a little bit of leaf nodes. Some leaf nodes started in that one, but they're like some massive leaf nodes started in this sustainable sprout. No, I'll keep the Nature's Edge as the winner. All right, the Cayenne from the 16th. Yeah, just from looking at them right now, this is just probably the worst, and that is Serenaseed. So not Rebel Gardens this time. Again, these are the Cayenne. It's not Sustainable Sprout, which has had the worst Cayenne the other two times, even though it's usually the best. Then these three were left with. Got this one, certainly the next worst. That is Rebel Gardens. Unsurprisingly, so as we usually see, but not for the Cayennes, we're going to be down again to Sustainable Sprout and Nature's Edge. I'm going to have to say this one on the left looks better. Again, really hard to tell, but it seems bushier. So I'm going to say this one doesn't make it, and of course that's Nature's Edge. Not quite reaching the victor's line this time. And Sustainable Sprout does. Gets a Cayenne win for itself. Definitely has the best looking plants at this moment. And lastly, our 316 habaneros. The best habaneros probably, mostly. And so the winner of this, which I think we already all know who one it is, the one by looking right now, is the best jalapeno we have. Means the best and hottest pepper currently growing. Rebel Garden, again, going to come in last there. Scraggly little jalapeno, or habanero that is, but definitely its best looking habanero out of the three. Kind of tough call between these two, but I guess this one would be next, Serenaseed. Sorry, Serenaseed. But again, you get the second to last, which means second place we have Sustainable Sprout. Oh boy. Well, there it is. A nice little sustainable habanero. And finally, that means, I think we already knew this from past videos, the Nature's Edge habanero from the 16th. A beautiful, beautiful specimen compared to all the other things I've grown so far. I did have aphid problems with these peppers, but I've been on top of it, so it's pretty good. I think it's pretty much settled right now, at least at the moment. Hopefully it will stay that way as they soon hopefully go in ground. Hopefully hopefully in the next few days they'll go in. Yeah, there we have it.
All right, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me here on episode 15 of the Viri Christi Garden Vlog. Moving right along. Can't wait for next week and have a lot of new exciting things hopefully going on then too. Please like and subscribe. Definitely comment on the video, any tips, tricks, questions you might have. Be sure to stay tuned because there should be a lot of other interesting things coming to the channel soon other than just gardening. Hoping to get into a lot of other things, and I hope to see you there. But for now, peace.